Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's pair up on something and stop bashing maintainers. Man, that those group of people that are
Hey.
self-absorbed gatekeepers. I'm joking. Uh
You be nice. Um, this is front end pairing, right? So
yes.
I can give a background of what happened to me as a non-front end developer,
Yeah, could you
real
share on the
quick.
Zoom chat? Could you share on the Zoom chat the couple
Sure.
of merge
Oh,
requests?
did I send them to you? Yeah, I'm gonna go find them. Hopefully I sent them to you because I'm lazy and I don't want to look for it. Nope, I did not. Cool beans. So the high level is that I recently made some changes to GraphQL endpoints that my team has.
Hmm.
I tried to fix some of the variables that are being sent because it was missing some variables. So I fixed them in the view code.
Mhm.
And I didn't realize that the view code is also tied to some like GraphQL file that also needed to be updated. And my question, I asked Paul, I asked him for a pair session because I was like, why isn't there a spec or some sort of Rubocop or something that could tell me, hey, like dum dum, like you're sending variables through to this GraphQL endpoint and the variables aren't valid, so they're literally being ignored.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
it's not obvious.
oh, like
Uh,
why isn't there something to catch that?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it shouldn't just be me because I made a mistake and then I thought I fixed something and someone's like not fixed, which was really annoying for me.
mhm.
But I really am at a point in my life where I can't rely on my memory to remember to check all the things. I
Hmm.
need automation and testing to help me. Um, I will try to get the links in here shortly. I think my annoyance is like, I don't want to have to remember this ever again. How can we make it so that it helps me and like
Yeah.
everybody else?
Well, I think
Um,
that's a good sentiment though. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
Work
think
smarter, not harder. I am lazy
that
and tired.
we should
Okay,
do.
so this was the MR that I think I originally made to fix it. The first MR that was incorrect.
Okay.
I shared it in the chat and then um where was the next one
So
I
so
did?
yeah, the
Okay, the
situation
second
is
MR.
yeah, the situation is it adds variables here.
Mhm. I
Um,
didn't know there was another file.
but it doesn't
I wasn't.
touch the actual
I said the
core.
second MR in the link, yes. Um, I was trying to understand because I don't we our team just added this GraphQL endpoint. Everything else is not in GraphQL.
Uh-huh.
And I've never done GraphQL before at this job. So I was like, what is this other file? Like it's not a resolver. What is it doing? And then I was like, does it have to match what you're sending in? Apparently, yes.
Yes.
Apparently it does.
Yeah.
So then I
Yep.
was like, why isn't this? Yeah, can we add a test that fails if someone adds new code in Vue that calls GraphQL endpoints where it's sending params that are like just being ignored?
Mhm.
I can't be the only person that does this. And then Paul
Sure.
brought up a really good point. We add this test. What if there's like 200 failures?
I'm sure there is.
I
Uh,
know, but like, so my idea is I want to add this test, um, and somehow create almost like a Rubocop to-do list.
right,
We'll have to figure out who owns what and then open up issues for each one of those,
right, right.
uh, for those teams to go look at it. But
Yeah.
it should at least prevent any future stuff from coming in.
Hmm. So I want to dive into some of the mechanics here. Why the goal would have been for this MR's pipeline to fail.
Yes.
That would have been the
Like,
Yes.
goal. And
yeah, if we check out
mechanics,
this branch, like this commit, wherever that commit is, I would like to write a test where
yeah. Well,
something fails.
yeah, that's a good call. I want to hop in. So I'm here, and we have our to have been called with. Okay, and so this handler got called now with these extra variables. But the way that these handlers work, um, the way that these work with our mock Apollo
Oh,
provider
right.
is we send an array of pairs
Yep.
where the left part of the pair is the actual query, which is that's what that GraphQL file is. And it's just a string. but it's in GraphQL syntax. So we put in a separate file so it's easier to syntax, but it's just a string. And so we match, okay, whenever Apollo receives this GraphQL string, we're going to actually run this function instead. And so we've completely mocked like any kind of handshaking that GraphQL does with that string to actually send the stuff in. Because what GraphQL actually did was send the string and then along with it, the variable values, I think, on a set like that's a separate thing. And I'm not sure if it would actually normally fail on the client side or the server side in this situation. I mean, so what were you you were experiencing these variables just didn't get passed through. Like
They
it is
just get dropped.
they just get
Yeah, it
dropped.
doesn't, there might be a warning, but I feel like I think I asked Claude, it might even be just a silent
Yeah,
ignore.
it could be like that.
You kind of
Isn't
get
there
that
some
in the
linter area
controllers
in
too.
here?
What do you say?
I didn't see any linting in.
So like if the field is invalid in the query, wouldn't be in the linter area of the field here?
So these in this file.
Yeah, in the query, yeah.
So the situation was that in here, this just didn't have these values. So it's like all
Yeah.
these value fields were still valid.
Oh, it was missing some. Sorry,
Yeah.
I
So like
got it
I found
backwards.
that the GraphQL, the variables needed additional variables to be sent. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I found in Vue where they were being sent and I sent them. I thought I sent them. I didn't realize that that other file like was in the mix and then no one, the reviewers missed a change too. Maybe they assumed that the variables were already defined, like we just weren't sending them in.
Yeah.
But the problem was that they weren't defined at all.
Yeah.
Mhm,
So what I'm thinking about, so it sounds like there's some behavior that's maybe even sort of a feature, but okay, Apollo does just drop things it doesn't know about. So what I'm thinking what we want to do, because I think here is where we actually implement that mock Apollo stuff. And this is where we, based on this query, we create this little handler to and we just pass as is whatever args we received. We just pass that to the function that you provided in the request handlers.
mhm.
I am thinking that we don't want to just necessarily blow up if the variables are not matching. We only want to pass to our function here. It's called value, but it's really a function. We only want to pass into it an intersection of the arguments we've received and the arguments defined on the query. That's it. So that would have failed your test, Terry, because it would have been like, hey, for some reason, these aren't actually being passed into
Yeah.
the handler. Do you think
I really
that's
wanted to blow up, but yeah, no, that's fine.
yeah, I
I
mean,
think
maybe we
if
want to
we
blow up.
can,
Maybe we want it to blow up, but I feel like maybe there's some cases where we're actually leaning into that behavior. We can't actually blow up.
yeah, I think what would be nice is if we can put whatever message that gets sent back to the caller to be like, hey, check your
Mm.
GraphQL definition, or like check the variables you're sending
It's a
in.
good call.
Something
Yep.
is
I think
not
we can do a
matching up.
warning. Yeah, we could do a warning
Yeah.
message or something. That's a good idea. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's first see if we can get the based on the query, let's see if we can get if we can parse it out. So
Okay.
here we have handlers and we've received this query. So I'm actually going to make this a okay. What's going on here? Why are you so upset? Don't be upset. What's your problem? Oh, it's because
There's a bracket.
thank you. Okay, we're gonna create a little function called get query variables given a query. And here we have query variables equals get query variables for the query. And let's say that this is going to be a okay, let's go ahead and just leave it like that for right now. which was the test that actually has this? We have a to have been called. Let's set up our.
That one.
So I'm gonna add F in front of it to force it.
Wait, the fits work in this thing too?
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
fits.
Oh,
Bro,
that's pretty
fits
cool.
every time
If
I'm writing
if it's
tests.
everywhere.
Just throwing fits and
Yeah.
zits, fits and zits. Yeah, you can
Cool.
zit if you want to.
I
You should
learned
check out
this.
Dimitri's like doer thing if you're ever doing like testing. I could show it to you after this if
Oh,
you
cool.
want, but
Yeah.
it's like a oh maybe this already does it. The watch, it does something similar to that,
Okay.
but for our spec.
I think he shared it with me at one
Yeah.
point. I didn't get to look into it too much.
Yeah, I use it all the time because
Cool.
again, very lazy. Okay.
Okay. Um, so all right. So this is passing. That's great. What I want to
And
do.
this is all because we didn't change anything, right? We
Mhm.
just have a new variable that we're not using.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I know somewhere we do, and actually in like our we have some scripts. So I need to fill out this function. How do I get the query variables from a query? Um,
Mhm.
this is a good time to
Ask Duo.
ask Duo.
Yeah.
But I have like three other places in the code I know I've seen us do something similar, but I'm gonna
Okay.
try not to lean on to that prior knowledge and let's just ask Duo. Hey Duo. All right.
You're so much
Uh
nicer to that thing than I am.
Oh, sometimes I say thank you because I thought
that's very nice.
it would get things better.
Oh no.
Help
I'm just
me
like, give me this
implement
thing.
this
No.
function.
I should be nicer to the Duo chat.
All right. Get query variables to do. I want it to parse the graph with GQL query string and return the variables um, uh, an object of to type.
Oh,
Okay.
main type. Yes, yes,
Can it
yes.
do that?
Sure, why not?
Should be,
Oh,
right?
I something's not working for me on this thing. Flip and Moses.
Oh.
I lost it.
What?
Oh.
Let me try.
Okay.
And you were nice to it.
This is
See?
this is
Just be
me talking.
like,
We're in Ruby land. All right, let's do that again. Hey, Duo. Can you help me implement this function to do? I want to I had something going on with my local environment. So I think I turned off some Duo stuff here, but that's I want to I want to parse the GraphQL query string and return the query variables in an object with name pointing to the type. Okay, let's go. Let's go, little fella. Certainly, I can totally do that for you. Ah, you're doing regex. Don't do regex. Okay,
It's funny because I got the exact same function.
really?
Wait,
Okay,
let me see. Go up. Yeah, exact same thing.
okay. All right, let me clarify. I do not want regex. I want it to be actually parsed with a parser. Oh my goodness.
Oh God, loops.
No, your way is worse. You're wrong. Tokenize breaks query into functions. Oh, it did actually. You're just okay. That's frustrating. All right. All right. it doesn't know about there's a simpler way. So we actually have,
Tried. Let's just go to the code.
yes.
We're on a time limit.
I know. All right, we actually have a yes. Wait, no. Oh wait. No. Okay. We have some built scripts that parse through all of our queries already. And I'm wanting to use from one of those. I'm wanting to um glean how can I parse the GraphQL query? Because I know I've done this before. So I'm going to go to config in our. Do we have Webpack anywhere? Where's our
Yeah,
Webpack?
we are.
Okay, we have a GraphQL known operations plugin. Yes. GraphQL known operations plugin. Yes. Okay. Get operation names. Evaluate module. Yes. Okay. Helpers. Evaluate. Oh, interesting. Okay, returns. So given a module that I was building from Webpack's perspective, this was returning. Okay, this isn't the way either. All right, we're gonna go GraphQL query parser. Mm-hmm. Not GraphQL tag. It's in the GraphQL library. I know. GraphQL JavaScript library has it. Oh, we can go to GraphQL conf. Mm. For more complete documentation. Okay, that's where you were taking me earlier. And we're gonna go to the spec. Oh my gosh, not the spec. We're not going to the spec. Uh we have an API. Parse as a GraphQL source according. Yes. API reference GraphQL/language. Okay, and then we can parse this thing. Represents the input string. This returns parser. Parse. I want this thing. Okay, let's see if we are importing source anywhere from GraphQL. Not like that. I want to match. Not like that either. I want it to be just this word. Pop, pop. So I'm going to add the word boundary stuff. Nope. Okay, we're going to just try to do it. Import source GraphQL language. Does that work? Okay, that importing worked. Clients might be useful for clients who store GraphQL documents. So, okay. All right. So here I am. I'm going to go const source equals new source of the query. Okay. Let's see what it likes here. And we can add a debugger here in a little bit to see what it likes. Body must be a string. Ah, it was already all parsed out. Yay! Oh, brilliant. Okay, so we tried to receive it as a body. We received a kind of document. Yes, great, 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 great. Good stuff. All right, this is gonna be great. Oh, that search is like so not helpful.
Oh, I'm so glad it's not our search that you said that.
sorry.
It's okay. I'm like, no. Search is really hard, but people just want it to work. So I get it because I do too. I'm like, nah, it's not good.
All right, I'm gonna add a debugger here. And
Mhm.
then here's how we can debug these things. We add node options, and then this thing where every time a node process is started, it'll run with inspect break on it.
Oh.
And then I can run my jest. And if I was really good, I would run in band because jest usually like spins up a whole bunch of node processes, and I'm going to debug each one of those. If you do run in band, jest that tells jest to just do just one node process. It's not required, but it's helpful. And then inside of here, I run my attach. And I don't think I actually have this committed. Um, I think I just have this ignored locally, but it's like I just tell VS Code like, hey, we have a certain kind of launcher which is just going to attach to a node um process
Okay.
on that port. And so I just running this attach thing. It's pretty straightforward.
Oh,
And now I'm debugging Jest. Uh which
that's
is
so
helpful.
cool.
And when Jest
Yeah.
does its thing, it's going to pause a bunch of times because Jest likes to start off a whole bunch of processes. So the run and band might not be working as I was hoping, but that's fine. I just got to keep hitting play until it finally does its thing. Okay, keep hitting play. And then now it's starting up, and now we should hit our debugger. Yep, great. So now I can actually play with Corey. Okay, so Corey, we've got, okay, we have definitions. Oh, flip flop Moses. Okay, it's kind of operation of definition, and looks like we get a name in there. That's cool.
What about variable definitions?
Variable definitions, it's all there. That's great. Oh yeah, let's see what that's about.
And this is of what was asked, the query that was sent, right? Not the, maybe, hold on.
This is the client side object.
Like the one that the view code is trying to send over. No.
Yeah, when we import,
Yes.
yes, because when we import the .graphql, it automatically transforms it and parses it all out.
Okay.
So these are actually not, as I said earlier, I think these are just strings. It sounds like they're actually not strings.
Oh.
They're these documents that our parsers are handling out. So we have all these
I love
variables.
GraphQL.
Let's see what these kind of variables
Yes.
are. We have search.
Where do you see it say search?
Oh, sorry, in name.
In
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, it's
It's so hard to read when it's so
yes,
nested.
yes.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
let's see if we can map these and see. We have variable name value.
wait,
Nope, I didn't like that one.
yeah. Okay. Slowly. Variable.
Oh, I did variable twice.
Yeah. I was trying because their things are nested, so I was like, is there another one?
Okay, so does that look like what we should be receiving? Okay, but this is for one of them.
One, yeah, so you had to go.
So this is for what's the name of the query again?
Blob, get blob search query.
This is get blob search count query.
Count query. Yeah.
Okay. So definitions dot name dot value. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna press play to go blast through here. Um, oh, I have breakpoints from other times of debugging. All right, let me get rid of all these breakpoints. Okay. Oh, that actually finished. So it didn't seem to actually run this one. It ran a different query.
Oh, are we in the wrong the wrong spec?
Are we
It
though?
should have been,
Should have been that one. Get blob search
yeah,
query.
yeah.
Let me try one more time. Because we would expect it to not have those variables, right?
Oh, no, but this is the wrong one. This file you have open, it's the other file that needs to be
Yeah.
changed. The one,
Oh, the count. Ah,
yeah.
you're right.
This
Thank
is
you.
my confusion. There's like
Thank you.
two queries and one of them pulls just a count
Thank
field
you.
and the
Thank
other
you.
one
Thank you.
actually like
Thank you.
pulls
Thank you.
results.
So we were
So,
saying, which ones were we not including? We weren't including
um,
all the
chunk
way up to
count include
regex.
archived, regex was included, so just
Oh,
those
it's just
three.
those three.
Yeah, and those three at the top. Yep.
Sweet.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry for the confusion.
Oh, no, no, no. This is why
The
we
whole thing has been very confusing and a good learning opportunity for me.
this is why we need a pair on it. Cool.
I don't know if I'll ever get a debugger set up for Jest, but would like to.
It's there.
Yeah,
I
this is
really don't like
super
VS
cool.
Code.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
think
you
it,
could do it in Ruby, maybe.
sure. I'm sure
But
you.
I don't have debugger set up there either, so I just use binding.pry.
I do. Yes, I do that
I only
for
and
Ruby. All right. Boom.
but it's cool to see. I mean, I don't I think there's a way to do it for Go as well in VS Code. I just haven't done
Well,
it, so
it's
it's
just
cool to see
it's
it.
so impractical for me to like explore the object without doing this, you know? It's
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
I'm with
So boom.
you. This
So
makes
these are
it
the
so much better.
variables. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to just throw this in here. So these are the variables. And I don't need to do it in an object. We'll just return all of them, you know? And then I'll um
So you're gonna take this and be like, these are the query, like the defined query variables, and then
yeah.
do some sort of like psh, and be like, yeah, only pass through the ones that are in this list of what we know is good.
Yep. Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So
And then once you do it, I want to push it up and see how many failures we get.
so
Let's
let's see if
watch the
we can make it
chaos.
so let's see if we can make it a little
Yeah.
resilient. So what I want
I watch the world burn. Thank you very much.
um
What if the query is nested though? Do we
a nest.
care?
I don't know if we do that a lot, but it's a good question. So I
Yeah.
want to
Okay.
pause for a second.
Okay.
Um, let's see if we can make it a little resilient. So we're only going to just check it out for the first definition. So
Yes.
um
Wait, can there be multiples?
there shouldn't be because of our linters, but I think technically there can. But
Okay.
I don't think we're actually I don't think we actually will support that.
Why would you have, I guess like, oh, I mean, that's another question, but I don't even
So
know why
the
someone would
point
want
is because
multiple.
this query is actually a document, and a GraphQL document is basically like anything you can enter into that GraphQL Explorer kind of thing. It's just you can put whatever you want in there and run a whole bunch of queries and stuff. And you can have batched queries get run or whatever. But our query files shouldn't look like that.
Mhm.
But I do want to add some level of resilience. So let's see query, if query definitions. So if we don't have query definitions, and this is actually, let's just call this query doc. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do this, but query doc. I can actually tell it what type, but that's why I'm not really good at this. Okay, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to give it document because that's already a thing. The GraphQL document, the query. So if not query doc dot definitions, then we'll log mock Apollo helper not find definitions for query. Let's see if we can get the name of the query. Or where did that come from?
It was I think you had it in the console. Does
Oh
that
no,
thing pertain?
it's gone.
Oh, we
I
lost
lost
it.
my
Session.
yeah, I did. Um query document API GraphQL. Oh, come on. Nah, it's so frustrating. All right, I think I'm gonna just run it again so I can get it. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna run it again. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll attach. Boom. Play, 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 play. There we go.
Mm,
Oh, but I called it query doc.
there. Nice.
Okay. So this is saying this is a kind of document. So I'm going to go ahead and we'll do this. So query doc. So if we don't have that, let's say if query doc kind
Kind
does
is
not
not
equal document,
document.
then we'll log helper
Yeah.
expected document to parse variables from uh receive, and we will just return no.
Mhm.
So we'll be a bit resilient. So then if it is a doc, we will have definitions. I don't feel like I need to worry too much about this. But if we have, if the length is not one, uh, and then if we have this though too, I feel like I should also be able to, oh yeah. So yeah, expected document with single definition, uh, receive uh definitions length query doc definitions length. Okay. And then we won't even try. I don't want to try
Mhm.
that. Okay, so then if we do have definitions,
And we only have one.
yes, and we only have one. So then I should be able to get my query def equals query dot definitions. Okay, query name equals query def dot name dot value. I feel like that should be a thing. Okay, and then variables equals query def dot variable definitions. But I'm not sure this is going to exist or not. So we're going to add the little null thing. Map, if it for each one of those, should be able to get variable. I should know that these are variables. I think I can pretty much assume that. And let's just assume that they have a name. Yeah, variable. And then we can do our that name, that value. I'm not going to worry about the type. So I'll return, I guess I don't need the query name, but I'll just return variables. Um, if there's no variables, oh yeah, I'll just return variables. Okay.
That means the test will fail.
So what I'm thinking, if we get
Or the
a
test
falsy,
will
if we
fail.
get a null falsy value, I'm not going to do anything. If we have a value, if we have an actual array with values in it, then I'll do the intersection. You know. Um.
Oh.
So then I'm going to create another function for. All right, I can get rid of the debugger now. All right, now I'm going to create another
You need to
function.
remove the debugger from the line 11.
Thank you. I will do that. I'll do another function for intersect args with known variables. Please think of a better name for it. Um, args.
Like, I don't know, like filter to known variables or something like that. Because you're really filtering the arguments, but maybe you
Uh,
can just filter arguments.
yeah,
Or not
filter.
filter to known
I
variables.
like it. Filter arguments. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. I
I
like
don't
it.
know.
All right. So if we have if known variables is falsy, let's treat that as unknown and not make any assumptions. We'll just return args. Um, otherwise, going back to here, I think args is got to be an object. Um, so if uh so okay, we spread this, which means we're getting an array of all of our arguments. But what we should actually expect, because like based on this spec, um we're at the very end of this. Do you all need to hop off right now?
No, I'm good.
Okay. This shouldn't take much longer. But we expect these to only be an argument of just one with an object. So we're going to go ahead and check for that case here. Um, so we know args is an array. There we go. We know this is an array, and known variables is an array of, I think we can do it like this. All right, and this is unknown. Filters the given arguments received at runtime with the given known variables of the query. Something like that. Okay, so we know this is an array. If we don't have anything, we're just going to return args. All right, but now I should have at least something. So I'm going to say we'll get our first arg, rest args from args.
A lot of
And
args.
I know. uh I'm going to use Lodash. It's easier to do that here. Something like is object from Lodash. If is object not is object, but first arg, then we'll return. So we can only, yeah, we can only transform an object of variables. All right, we can only transform the first argument. All right, so now I know first arg is an object, and we're going to transform it. So I'm going to transformed arg. We get all of our entries of the arg. and we will filter these. I'm flying blind, but I know this is kind of how it works. Known variables dot uh includes. Isn't that something?
Yes.
It is something. It's not showing up in my thing here. It includes key. Transformed arg. Transform arg equals object from entries. Transformed arg entries. Return transformed arg rest args. Something like that. That kind of makes sense. Does that kind of work? See anything jumping out as problematic? I didn't think so either. All right.
The JavaScript is hard for me to read, but the overall
The old
path seems
approach.
Sorry, I
right.
was like talking while muted.
Oh, do you have an issue that you saw?
No, I was just like trying to like
Oh.
okay, so we're filtering. So at the end of it, we get
So I should
only
only
the
be
one,
calling this with filtered args.
which is the one that doesn't exist in known.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now, if
You're
you
Yeah.
say, like, I would expect if you run that scope sidebar
Mm-hmm.
navigation spec that it should fail.
With three things.
Yeah,
The
saying
three
we
things that come.
expected to get
Yeah.
these three
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
and they
That makes
weren't
sense to
there.
me.
I will hope.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see
I want to
how,
see
like,
the
I want to
broader.
see what else fails.
I know.
The
All right,
I hope
so
it's
reality.
really nothing. I really hope it's nothing. It was just really just my misunderstanding of things, but it's scary to me, because in the controller, you can use strong params, and then there's like unpermitted params, and those kind of get filtered out. But if you don't use strong params, it just kind of sends you a note like, "Hey,
Oh
it
my
failed."
God.
it
Oh
failed,
no, it failed.
and
That's
that's what
good.
we wanted. Because then if I
That's
Yes,
go,
yes,
perfect.
yes.
then if
This would
I
have helped me not make this mistake, which is I would have been like, "Why
Ooh, look
isn't
at
it
that.
working?"
Yes.
yay,
Push it up.
yeah, let's do it. See what
Take
we get.
the a fit out and then yeah, I want to see. I'm scared. Are we betting people? Are we taking how are we taking
How
bets
many
for how long
failures it's
this
going to be?
fail? I hope it's
Okay,
like less than 10.
Can we
so we're
add a
gonna.
log of like those variables that doesn't exist?
So let me think of something. Let me think of the other case here. Of we have these, but in our blob search zoke.
What
I
is
don't know.
that?
I don't know
Zonic.
what a zoke is.
Oh, it's
Zooked.
zooked. It's
Oh,
the
sorry.
so for the code search piece, we're using a new backend instead of Elasticsearch or OpenSearch cluster. We're
Oh,
using
it's
this
called
like
Zook.
yeah,
Zook.
it's made by SourceGraph,
Source.
Oh,
which we
cool.
Oh,
have the
Nice.
SourceGraph integration for. So I think it was
okay.
originally Google and like SourceGraph took it over, but we use their code to index code
Nice.
now. Yeah, the
Okay.
searching capabilities are better. But we're trying to roll out this multi-match, which if you haven't seen it, I can show it to you. It looks really cool. It's not turned on for anybody but us right now. The search results look a lot better. I would love
That's
to show
good.
it, but it's not keep having but like this bug. I'm trying to fix things so that we
Yeah.
can release it. Um,
So there's something here that I'm a little concerned about. I don't
oh no.
um
Did I break something else?
no. I'm concerned about
Okay.
this case, and I'd love for I want um off the call. I'd like if you could do an investigation, Terry, of like, okay, what's the
Yes.
behavior of this thing? So I'm wanting to test out, okay, what happens when the query is expecting these variables, but
And they don't get
we're
them.
not passing them all. And it looks like I kind of want this to fail, even if I didn't include these here. It's almost like if I just updated the GraphQL query without updating the Apollo stuff, if I just updated the query definition,
Mhm.
I think those variables are required, and we should be.
Oh, yeah, I would expect it something to fail, but does it fail now? Or is it really relying upon someone being like, oh, I need to check these two things and make sure
I
that they're
that's
good?
I think yeah. So you see, it's not. This isn't failing.
Oh, well, that's
I
bad.
so I'd like. I'm gonna send you this patch.
Oh,
I'd like to try out what happens at runtime with this patch. And then I think what this means then is okay, we need to do more than filter args. We need to require args here and actually
yeah,
blow up like we were talking about.
yeah.
Right.
Like if it's supposed to match,
I think it is, but I
I
want to
don't
see what
know.
happens at runtime. So this is the
Oh, yeah, because okay, oh, that's not gonna work for ours. I guess these are special because they're search, and our searches have to work for global, group, and project. Um, how do we need to structure these GraphQL queries so that someone could do a search with a project ID? Sometimes the search won't have a project ID, it might have a group ID, sometimes it won't have either.
GraphQL
Uh,
queries can have optional variables.
Yeah, with the ban. No, ban
uh,
is the required one.
are they
Okay.
all
Yeah.
marked as required?
I think then that's it. And that might be no, and I think that's something that we need to add support for in this mock Apollo helper thing is you're right. You're totally right. The bang makes it required. And so what
Mhm.
we should do on our end. So let me double check then this.
I feel like in that object of variable definition, it gonna be there.
The
Yeah.
bang,
Let
where's the bang go?
In the
it's like part of the
GraphQL
type.
query.
So like you're
Oh,
I know
well, I missed that
it's
too then.
well, so let me see if I get rid of search, let me see.
but I think when you run the app, it's gonna fail. Like the GraphQL will fail, the network call.
Okay, yeah, I think that there's another requirement here, which is so one, we don't want to include in what's called variables that don't actually exist.
Yes.
Mhm.
But then two, if we have required variables, I think we want to double check it. Let's if you all have 2 more minutes, let's do one more. I want to make a note of that in the code. And
Yeah.
but let's see if we can read the required
Mhm.
bit first, and I just want to make a note of what that would look like. And then I'll push this up and we'll
Yeah,
be
assign it to me if you want,
to
and we
play
can
around
maybe
with it.
pair on it asynchronously. Would like to see if A, how many things fail, and then B, can we get something that I like you or I or whoever can get through, like reviewed by a few people,
Yeah.
see like what people think. I personally would find this stuff like very helpful, especially when there's like maybe people when we hire people on back end, I don't think we ask for GraphQL experience. Maybe it's like nice to have.
Hmm.
I don't know what front end does.
I don't think we ask for GraphQL experience on
Yeah.
the front end either.
So it's
Really?
really you just kind of like blind and
Like
there's
the learning curve of GraphQL, it's like this, and then it peters out.
Hmm.
But
yeah,
this is
I feel like I'm still in the like very start of that
yeah,
ramp up,
it's
even though I work here for so long, because our team literally does not have like any GraphQL stuff. And when I review code, I'm like, well, I hope I'm doing this right. Um, you know,
Yeah. Do you think we could shame
very
people into learning it better? I'm joking.
no. No.
You don't think shame is the right tool for the joking.
No.
Yeah,
bad
it is funny,
information.
but I think it's one of those things. I think it's kind of like Hamel, where I feel like it's one of those things that, as both front end and back end, we need to be really familiar with like the
Yeah, yeah.
and front enders need to be familiar with, oh, this is what
Yeah.
happens on the resolver side, and like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
really helpful.
The
Um,
whole idea of it is like to
but then
to bridge the
Apollo on the
gap.
front end just
Yeah.
that blows the complexity like to
Don't ask me to learn that.
uh
And there's like cache stuff as well. That thing
yes.
confuses me for the longest time. The
Oh,
GraphQL
Yes.
cache. Can we click open one? Oh yeah, you are. Sorry. I
Right.
wait.
non-nullable type, is that it?
I
Yeah.
Non-null
feel like
type?
that is it. But can we check that one is required in the
Is that search?
in the
I literally
the
can't see.
GraphQL file?
Yeah, so it's
Sorry,
like
that's not
we have
it.
a variable definition, and then it looks like there's these like nested types. So if a
Yeah.
type is a non-nullable type, then
If it
we want to
has that
treat it
type.
as then we want
Yeah.
to treat it as required.
The only one that's non-nullable in
Is
that
that one?
is search, I think.
Hmm.
Okay.
But I don't agree with that.
You don't think we should? You think
No, no, no.
search?
I don't agree that search should be the only non-nullable thing. Like coming
Probably.
from the back end,
Okay.
like the back end is expecting, and I think probably the problem that I'm having is like I need the back end and the back end resolver is the same for these two GraphQL endpoints, and the both of the GraphQL endpoints need to always send the same params through.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll get a count that says you found, the count is what's populating the sidebar. It'll be like you found 40 things, and then on the right hand side, the results show you
It's
like
just only
seven.
three. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and people are like, this thing is broken,
Yeah.
which yeah, it is broken, but the reason behind it is not, it's just doing what we ask it to do.
Yeah.
This is beyond the scope of this. I wonder why there's two different query.
I don't know.
Var def. I'm thinking of wanting to do type dot kind if it equals non-null type.
I think there's two different queries because the search results page has like 8 tabs. And so
Yeah.
sometimes the call for the count needs to be made and the results, and then sometimes only the
Yeah.
count.
Gotcha.
Um, I was like trying to think about what the front end person said when I think someone else asked the same question, and I was like, I don't know. I'm assuming it needs to be there.
Yeah.
Search is such a weird case because we get into these things where like
Wait,
it causes so many problems with like preloading and things that just don't exist anywhere else in the app because we're presenting results that are kind of like cross group, cross project. There's just views that don't exist anywhere else.
Hmm.
right.
To do
I have a soapbox. It's so big over here.
blow up.
Mm.
What's big?
My soapbox that I like to get
Oh,
on.
okay.
And I talk about how search is so very special.
All right.
Um,
Search is great. That's a cool feature.
no, it
I
just
use it. I
like I
use
feel
the
like
code search. I actually use it, and
oh,
I find
before we
it
go, we can stop the recording, but I do want to show you all the multi-match thing because it looks
okay.
cool and
Okay,
hopefully
but
it'll
let
get
me
it
let me add
this
this to do, and
milestone.
then yeah, we'll hop up. We want to blow up when
When the
required
variables that are required are not
variable is not
present.
present.
is not present.
Yeah, I love
We
it.
were in sync there.
Yes.
So this is actually I updated this. This is actually name string required boolean now. So I parsed it differently. Let's double check these things still work.
It's like type and then inside type.
Yeah.
I really don't like how they structure their stuff.
Yeah.
Like they will have like two, sorry, this is my soapbox. And they will have two exactly thing, like it's type dot type. Like, and that's
Oh,
legit.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's just like, I don't know. They didn't think about that.
Well, I think they thought about it and it was like, that's so clever. Oh, wow. Let's do it.
Those of you who have way more brain cell than I do.
Okay. All right. I am now needing to remove these changes. Yeah, we're just updating.
Oh, I was like, don't take the good ones away. Yeah,
Yeah,
push
we
that
just
thing up.
yep. Okay.
See what happens.
Am I on a branch? Okay. Are you around, Terry, to review
Yeah.
and merge an MR of mine?
Depends on what it is, but yeah,
I'm
I'm around today.
I
Just
remind
send it
you
to
that
me.
this is recording and that this was your idea to pair on this.
No, I know. I'm around, just send it to me. I do my MR reviews in my afternoon, and today is my day for playing. I've been trying to see if I can get the releases API working in a project
Hmm,
that I maintain for GitLab.
nice.
Because I did take why am I like blanking on the name? Sabrina, I don't know why I just wanted to call her Christina, said to Hart about like trying to use our product to like solve things
Yes,
that are
yes, yes.
bothering us. And
Yeah.
I don't really think we use any of the releases API stuff to do our deploys. And so I'm like, I want to try to use it to do deploys, to automate deploys for the one of the indexers that I maintain.
Cool.
Um,
Nice.
but
That'd
I
be
want to do it in my GDK first because I'm like
fun.
not trying to experiment.
Mm,
I
yeah.
already created a tag that caused an incident last milestone.
Mhm.
So yeah. But
UVA.
yes, I do. Just send it to me. I will look at it. How many files it has?
It's not many, it's just a rename. It's just a
Oh, okay. That's fine. I'm like,
uh
don't be sending me a 40 file MR on Friday, Paul.
there you go.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna try to include both of these MRs in this thing. We sent them in the Zoom chat, and then we'll say goodbye. And then we'll see you have
The
what are we gonna share,
magic
Terry?
magic
Oh,
behind the curtain.
yeah. The multi-match stuff. I'll show you.
Oh, cool.
We
Yeah,
can
let's
stop
see.
the recording though,
Okay.
if you want, and I can share my screen and show you.
All right. Well, thanks for
Okay.
hopping on. Goodbye,
Thank you.
recording.